Hi, good morning. This is Shay Veronica, and I once heard that there are no trees on the earth. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but someone once said that there are no trees on the earth. And at first, it's a giggle factor that you have. You kind of giggle because you look around and you see trees all over the place. And this person was saying that what we see now are just twigs, little bony twigs. They're shrubbery and we have stumps, but they're no trees because a real tree was about 1,500 years old. A real tree was about maybe 1,000 feet around. If you can, it's huge, it's gigantic, it's tall, hundreds of feet tall, and the only vestiges of trees are mountains. That's what they were saying, that we can look at mountain tops and mountainous areas and we can see the vestiges of trees. But now you cannot go into your backyard and say, oh, this tree is 500 years old. It's not there. You cannot go into your backyard and see a tree with the girth of 100 feet around. You will not see that. So humans have gotten rid of all the ancient trees, real trees, and now what we are left with are twigs, very bony remnants of what were once trees. And the only thing we have now that could stand as a real tree are the sequoias. And those trees are in California in the United States. And some people will even hesitate as to how they got that to happen. It had to have been some kind of, they sequenced genes and they planted those trees in that specific area and they did grow and they are big. And the last photo I'm going to place in this particular video would be a sequoia, the ones that are in California, a national park in California. But suffice to say that what you see on an everyday basis would be considered a twig in terms of what a real tree look like. What we have now are twigs, and what we see now that we decorate our landscape with are shrubs, and we have stumps. You will see a little stump if you cut down a tree, just stumps, but there are no real trees on the earth. And if you want to see a dead tree, you have to climb a mountain. It's really interesting. Even for me saying it is really interesting that what we may think as normal may not be as normal as we think it is. What we may think is may not be. And it takes someone saying that we have never really seen a tree to unlock some other aspect of our brains to think outside of what we normally see and what we normally think as a tree. It would take someone saying, hey, you've never really seen a tree, because trees were gigantic. Trees took up all of space and all of the sky. And like when you hear of Jack and the beanstalk, that comes to mind. It's something that went all up into the clouds. You don't have that on the earth anymore. And it takes someone just simply saying, you have never seen a tree, to make you think, have I not seen a tree? Have I really not seen a tree? And then they say, what you have is a little twig, a little bony twig in your backyard that you may call a fruit tree or a coconut tree or whatever you call it. Those are twigs. And it takes someone saying that to you to actually make you just pan out in time and say, well, what would a tree look like? You've never seen a tree. You've seen a vestige of a tree, and that would be a mountain. A mountain. This is Sherry Veronica.